Good morning, good morning. This is another good morning rant from MrFong. This is your favorite half Chinese. And we are again at the beach, but this time we are actually on the beach. We are making a nice beach walk around the beach or on the beach. I don't know if you can hear the sea. It's quite busy, the sea, as you can see. It's very close to where it should not be. I don't know how to call it in English. Anyway, Thai and there was another thing, right? Anyway, let's just get started. I think it's a good time for people now to start to think about the value of commodities or products, in other words. What really has a value to you, and do you really need all that, and is the price right? That's very important now, right? Because you have to work so many hours to make a certain amount of money. Do you really want to spend it all on just one product that you actually really didn't need? Maybe it was a nice influencer that introduced it, but you forget that they are getting those things most often for free, right? And they're getting paid to do that. But it's a huge trap now, especially for the youth. For the older people, it is to a lesser degree, but it's also there. But yeah, you can see that the dissatisfaction of the youth especially is very high. The reason there's so much depression is because they cannot keep up. And it's also impossible to keep up with all those influencers around you. And that is why I think it is up to us as older people to start teaching the youth about what commodities and products actually really are. They do not have a real inherent identity. Now, this is a part out of Buddhism. We have to see the reality of a product, right? No matter what it is, if it is like, for example, an iPhone, it is just a little bit of plastic, a little bit of metal and some other stuff that's on there. Is it really worth 1,400 euros or dollars, what it is? I don't know if that's the price today, but I think it is about kind of that price, right? You know, just a little piece like this big. How could it be that all of a sudden that must be so extremely expensive? Where is actually the value of your money in that product? Where can you find it, identify it? Because the people who are making it are just having a very low paid job, right? We see that very often. So I think it is something that we should start to recognize for things for what they are, right? For example, a nice car. What's the difference between, let's say, a Bugatti and, I don't know, a Prius or whatever, or a BYD and a Tesla, right? Well, the difference between a Prius and a Bugatti is obviously the model. I understand that they might have a better person to create these models. There's a little bit more R&D in it, but that doesn't really reflect back into the price. Now, the motor must be a little bit better, and obviously there's some quality things, but the gap between the price of the Prius and the Bugatti, is it really justified? And that is something that we should start to think about. In the end, it is all the same. In the end, it is all metal, leather and rubber. That's about it, right? So why does one thing need to be so much more expensive than the other? These things we need to start to recognize, and especially for the children need to start to recognize this, because they're being addicted to buying, and it only gives them depression, right? Everybody knows it. When you buy a new car or a new bike or whatever it is that you buy, the road to buy it is more fun than to actually have the product, right? Because you will drive your car for a week or two. Oh yes, it's so nice, But after a week or two, it just has become a normal regular car. No extra value anymore at all, right? Let me show you the, look at it. This ain't not normal today. It's also quite windy. I hope you guys do not get bothered by the wind. Anyway, there we are. So I think it is could come in handy for the people to start to think about all these kind of things. Same like with brand clothing, right? In the end, it is just a little bit of fabric, and you know, you write down a name on a blank t-shirt. It doesn't add any value at all. It adds some emotional value. But why do you have an emotional value on a print on your clothing? That is something that the kids need to discover, and also a lot of adults nowadays. You know, why, if you put on your chest MrFong or Nike, why you want to pay so much more for Mr. Nike and not for MrFong, while it is exactly the same text, exactly the same shirt and everything, right? Just think about it. It doesn't make any sense at all. It has an emotional value because of a reason that's behind it, right? The reason behind it most likely is you want to feel rich. But if you want to feel rich, why don't you just try to get rich first? Just be rich. Then you don't need to feel rich. You will be, right? That's the whole thing that people need to start to recognize, because all these kind of little things are keeping you broke. All these kind of things are keeping the capitalists in power, and all these kind of things are making you a slave to the capitalist, right? Because we are adoring the wrong things, right? Just buy only what you need, buy something which has an actual value, and start to realize what has a value and what has not. Things like brand clothing with a real big brand on it only says, when you see every kind of clothing that has a real big brand, just change the brand name into billboard, because that's what you are, a billboard. It's not luxury, it's a billboard. Nobody is, you know, you had these old people, well, they were not old at that time, but in the past you had these people walking with these boards, one in the back, one in the front, with a text of some company or whatever it is that they were advertising. These people were getting paid for it, right? Why would you pay hundreds of dollars to do their job? Doesn't make any sense, right? And I've said it also in other videos. If you look at the real rich, they don't wear these kind of things. These brands, which have their name all over, those are brands for poor people, to make poor people feel rich and to keep them poor. You need to end that cycle. You need to get out of that cycle and get yourself an identity, right? We have to see through all this madness, because in the end, normal people who are normally thinking, they just thinking, why would you wear something like that if you just have a minimum wage or just above average? It doesn't make any sense, right? And why would you wear something like that if you are starting to make money? Because your mentality is still poor. You should be buying things that actually will add value. It's a lot quieter, more quiet than at a part of the sea. I don't know if you guys could hear it, because I've been hiding my microphone to not have it too much in the wind. It's very difficult to walk on the sand. I always forget. I always think it's so much fun to walk on the beach, but when you're walking on the beach, I'm just also getting old. I used to be training 7-8 hours a day, when I was still practicing my Kung Fu. But yeah, I'm getting older and more lazy. It has nothing to do with my age. I'm just getting a little more lazy. Let's just be honest about it. Anyway, I just wanted to share this. It's I think it's quite a short morning rant, but it was on my list to talk about. If you have a thing that you want me to talk about in my morning rant, or want to see a place. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. This sand walking is not for me. I have to go start training again. Definitely wasn't like this. But if you also want to see another part of the Netherlands, if it is nearby, especially in the summertime, it will not be a problem for me to take my bike and to bike over. If it is far places, far from The Hague, then I will put it on my list. And one day when the time is ripe, I will go there, because in the Netherlands to travel is extremely expensive. I do have a discount card for the train, but I cannot use it on each and every hour. But feel free to ask me to show you a particular part in the Netherlands or whatever, and also let me know what the reason is why you want to see it, so I can look up some information for you and also talk about it. And I think that's about it. That's my good morning rant. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's a little bit short, but I think it's also sometimes not necessarily to talk long about it. Just think about it. What is the real value, right? There's, you know, when I go into a place to eat or drink, and nowadays they're overcharging in the Netherlands, especially in The Hague. And then they say, well, we are in the middle downtown, right? I say, so why does that add any value to my cup of coffee or to my dinner or whatever? It doesn't, right? The value, there's no added value, so why should I pay more? You need to break that cycle. And often I just don't do that anymore. I say F them. If they think that they can rob us blind, then we also have the choice not to support them anymore. And this is the only language that they understand, right? I had it once, well, not once, I had it several times since the last time that they raised the price. Well, not the last time, but a while ago when they raised the huge prices. I think it was 1 year, or no, 2 years ago already. Then I used to buy 3 herrings, it's some kind of salted fish, for €5. And I bought it like 2-3 times a week from the fish shop around my corner. Very nice person, actually. And one day he had a new herring, because every year they get a new stock. And then he made it 4 herrings for €10. And when I came to buy my 3 herrings, he said, yeah, I'm sorry, I only have 2 of the old ones left. And so I couldn't buy my 3 for 5. That was a huge mistake for him, because until this day I've never gone back. I said, it's fine, no problem, my friend, but I'm not going to buy 4 herrings for 10. In fact, after I'm finished doing what I have to do, I will go and buy a little ton of herring, and I can clean them myself because I know how to. And otherwise we can always look it up on YouTube. And you know how much they cost me? Cost me like €10 for 10. Actually, it is €9.95, so it is less than €1 for 1 herring. So I don't see why all of a sudden the prices need to be so high. So this is how I've been dealing with all these kind of things lately, or well, not lately, since a couple of years, right? Because they've been adding more. The price is going up more and going up more and more. And this is how you should start to deal with it. I bake my own bread. You know, sometimes I go to the to special bakery or whatever. I see what they make and I just look it up on the internet how to make it, and I just, you know, make it myself. I mean, why would I not? And when I make it myself, hold on. And when I make it myself, I just use a little bit of flour, which is like 90 cents, right? And some water. I have 1 kilo of flour for 90 cents. Just think about it, right? The youtiao, it's the fried dough stick. Most Chinese love it, right? And I eat a lot of rice porridge in the morning with that, and the black egg, the century egg or whatever it is called in English. I have no idea actually. I think it was century eggs. It's a fermented egg. It's a black egg. And yeah, the black egg I have to buy it because there's no way I can make it myself. I would be able to, but I need to buy so many things and put it on my balcony, you know. And if it goes wrong, it's going to smell really, really bad. So I might do it in my friend's garden. Just kidding. But I make that. Last time I was at a Chinese bakery. You know how much they charged me for one? €1.60. €1.60. One. I actually made a video about how to make these. If you want, I will post it. It's very, very easy to make. But at that day I didn't have any, and I just felt that I really needed to eat out of addiction, and I was already there. I bought it, and I thought it might be like 50 cents or whatever. You know, if it's 50 cents, it's still a lot of money for something like that. But at least, you know, it's payable. But 160. Anyway, I never do that again anymore. Not even when I'm craving. I just yesterday finished frying another batch. I put it in the freezer because they're good in the freezer. You get them out, put them in the oven, and that's fine. Look, here's the haven. Yeah, you don't see many ships now, right? Just let me show it. Look at here. Just a few ships. Oh wait, there's also another site. Let's just walk over there while we are at it anyways. Yeah, stop doing it and stop seeing the real value, right? And there's nothing wrong if you have the money and you really like that particular brand. But I also, at the same time, you know, think about it. Would you still buy the same thing if it wasn't from that brand? If it was, if for example, the most cheapest brand or looked down on brand, if they would have produced that, the exact same quality, everything exactly the same, right? But then they would sell it for like $3.99 instead of $399. Would you still buy it? And you need to start to be honest. And if you actually would tell yourself, yeah, I wouldn't buy it, then you need to start to think like, why would I buy the $399 but I wouldn't buy the $399 if that is from another brand, right? These brands are nothing to you, well, they are something to you, but you are nothing to them. You have to understand that. They don't like you, they think you are actually an idiot, because who would buy a brand with so many names on it while other people are getting paid for it handsomely, right? I'm starting to produce cooking videos if anybody has any ideas, but I was thinking also oh my God, there's some products that I use, like white pepper or whatever. I still have them in an old tube. But yeah, there's a brand on it. I'm going to take off the brand because you're gonna have to pay me if you want your brand to be viewed, right? If you are a brand that is explicitly exploiting other people, like our supermarkets. Our supermarkets, Albert Heijn and all these kind of things, if you want me to show your brand, you better start paying me. Holla at me. It's going to cost you a lot. Anyway, yeah, just start thinking about it on a different level. Save your money, because as you see, these people that you adore or adore their products so much, they don't give anything about you. Because just think of it. These people, these capitalists that are holding all these big brand companies, it's just a few, right? They are also having the lobbies in the United States. They are the ones that are actually ruling the United States. They are the reason why the United States is constantly in a state of war. It is constantly attacking other nations, is constantly putting sanctions on other nations to destroy their economy or to make the people so miserable that they will rise up against their people. Like they are doing with North Korea, like they're doing with Cuba, like they're doing with Syria, like Venezuela and so on, right? These people are actually responsible for that, right? It is the state that is executing their will. So once you are wearing something like that, like, or you drive a Tesla. Tesla is a very good example, and the reason why, you can look it up. Elon Musk said it twice. Once he said about, as an answer to somebody, I forgot which country at that time they wanted to invade or invaded, but he said, yeah, we invade any country we want, deal with it. That's Elon Musk. I got it somewhere on my computer somewhere. I will try to find the exact tweet. But you driving a Tesla is actually, you are being a part of that imperialism, right? You actually condone that. Why else would you support a man like that, right? Let's show you the harbor, the real harbor of Scheveningen. And as you can see, I have a couple of my ships here and boats and everything. Well, they're not mine. I wish they were. If they were mine, they wouldn't be here because they would all be sold and I would be somewhere in China enjoying the rest of my life. Hey, goedemorgen. So, yeah. Just think about it. Just think about to stop helping these kind of billionaires to get more billions. You work very, very hard for your money. It's not worth it. It's not worth. They don't care about you, so why would you care about them? That's the way that you need to start to think. And on that note, I would like to say, well, now let's just do one more example of the BYD and the Tesla, right? Why would you buy it? Goedemorgen. Why would you buy a Tesla when you can buy a BYD? Do you guys know the reason why why Tesla isn't number one anymore in China? It's because they cannot compete with Chinese brands when it comes to innovation. It's not so much about the money. A lot of Chinese people have a lot of money nowadays, but it is more about they cannot compete because, you know, they're not used to competing, because in the West they are being protected by an entire state. And in China they do not have the luxury of that protection, and they really, really need to compete. And if you are going to watch those BYDs or other EVs from China, Tesla doesn't have anything on it. So why would you give so much money for a price? It's not worth the price, right? Goedemorgen. So that's about it. It's a very good example actually, because you would not buy a BYD for the price of a Tesla because it comes from China and then it's considered cheap. But the quality of a BYD at these days is actually better than a Tesla, right? So it doesn't make sense a lot of times, and I want all of you to start to think about it. And I think I am going to get a boat here. Nah, I'm broke. En meneer, uw tas is open.
Dank u vrienden.
Ja, alsjeblieft. Ja. Ja. Al dat geld is allemaal daar gevallen, hè?
Hij zat niks.
Ja. Ja.
Maar wel bedankt.
Ja, alsjeblieft. Yeah, so I think that was actually it that I wanted to talk about in this morning rant. So I'm going to walk back. I think it is time for me also to do my other things. I have some, I still have 45 minutes. I need to help some old people because the Netherlands is not paying for old people. So yeah, somebody needs to take care of those old people, right? Nothing more to say. At least my brain is totally gone. Yeah, that was it. I think I really want you all to think about it after this video. Just sit down and just think about it. Is it really necessary? Do these things really have an intrinsic value? Because most things do not have an intrinsic value, right? They don't have a real identity either. It's just, you know, when it comes to clothing, just a little bit of fabric, etc., right? Let's see. Anyway, that was it. I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to take that, and I will see you in the next morning rant or other video. I have another video coming up. I don't know if I posted before this one. Anyway, this was your favorite half Chinese from the harbor where all these boats are that are fictionally mine, only in my dreams. Yeah, that was it. Have a great day. I don't know what to tell you. Yes, oh yeah, I only have one favor to ask, just one favor to ask. Please let me know the places where you want to see or what you want to see and why. Also maybe some topics that you want me to talk about. Also give me, there was something else that I wanted. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, share. And if you have not yet, you should follow. You should follow. I'm not doing this for any money. Everybody knows I do not earn any much money on this social media. It actually costs me money because this camera is coming from my own pocket. I'm still paying for it. Oh my God! This month I have to pay another 200 euros, 210 euros this month. But actually, next month I will have, I will be finished paying. Anyway. I hope you all have a great day, and as always, yeah, your favorite half Chinese. Have a great day.